Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Players Corner, brought to you by Deerwood Bank. With me, as always, Will Hammer, and filling in for Kevin Fitzgerald, who's out today, Spencer Meyer, returning guest from last week, and newcomer making his debut on the Players Corner, junior Nick Perbix. Nick, how's it going this afternoon?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself, kind of get yourself out there for the fans, so to speak.
Oh, well, like you said, I'm a junior from Elk River. Played defense, and we'll learn more as the show goes on.
All right, that's what I like to hear. I think right off the bat, first thing I noticed is your T-shirt. Love it.
Oh,
Quality T-shirt, as Joe Buck would call it, a disgusting act.
yeah, I was gonna say in the quote. Act.
Great. But yeah, let's jump right into it. This week we are going to talk about nicknames. How you guys what's your nickname? Who's got the best nickname on the team? We heard a little bit from an earlier episode. Seamus Donahue has Moose and how he got that one. But talk about some other good nicknames on the team.
Hammer's got a few. He's got Hambone, Big Will. I think Hambone is the best. Like ham bone. I think it's hilarious.
Moose is a tough one to beat just because of the story that's behind it. Who else has an unorthodox kind of nickname on the team? I'm trying to think.
Mine are literally just abbreviated my last name. That's it.
I know. I guess so. Jared Cockrell's name is actually Jared, but we call him Jerry.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why we call him Jerry, but Kevin just said it one day and it stuck, and now he's just been Jerry for.
I think it's because he was Coxie when he was at Colgate, but we already have a Coxie, so we just had to figure something new out.
Yeah. It's either JC or Jerry for Jarrett.
Yeah. I guess Lamoureux has a good one, Lambs.
Yeah.
So his isn't bad or whatever. Pretty much you just add a Y to the end of half of, all nicknames and you got a hockey nickname. So
Yami, sometimes like Yams.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I don't know.
Jammer.
Yeah, Jammer.
You guys just use nicknames more than just call, if you had to talk to one of your roommates, you say, "Hey Fitzy" or "Hey Kevin"?
I call him a lot of things, but Fitzy and Kevin, I use both of them. I can't remember, some guys I absolutely forget their first names. I remember my freshman year, I know Jake Wallen was Jake for the entirety of my freshman year. I just called him Wally every day. And so I feel like that's not uncommon.
And how did you
I don't think someone has called me Spencer in a very long time, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't even respond to Nick. Only when my mom says it.
Yeah. And for me, that was me in high school. I got a long last name. They just shortened it to Spelly or Spiely and cut it there. And I was that kid that never got called by his name at school. I was always by the nickname. Now, Nick, is your full name Nicholas or is it just Nick?
Nicholas. I think it's on the screen. Is it on? Will it be on the screen?
Oh yeah, it does say Nicholas. I just can't read.
Oh yeah, no. But it's kind of funny when me and my brother have a lot of the same friend groups, like older brother and younger brother. So whenever we're hanging out together, they just always go, "Hey, Perbix," and then we both look right away. And then it takes a long time to clarify which one they're talking to.
And does your mom call you Nick, or does she only use your full name?
Nick. No, she's Nick.
My mom never calls me Nick, so a little bit different there. But I guess a question for you guys: how did you differentiate between John Lizotte and Blake Lizotte in terms of nicknames? I'm assuming Lizzo would be one off the bat, but did they have separate nicknames?
Not really. Honestly, it was Lizzo and Lizzo from what I can recall. We tried to find
let's look at one.
We tried to find another nickname, but it just always came back to Lizzo. So I feel like that happened all the time. Kind of in Perbix's case, is you just said Lizzo and they both looked a lot. And I know for John at first it was, I won't say frustrating, but different at first because you never know, who's talking to you. You got Lizzo's, across the locker room all the time. So, yeah, it can be confusing, but, when you got your nickname, you got your nickname.
And as we keep going on some hockey talk. No surprise, you guys are gonna start in December down in Omaha. But what are some of your favorite road trips, and maybe one that's not an in-conference one? Maybe when you went out east, or maybe even something you had in high school or juniors.
I think mine would be our freshman year. We went to Boston out east, and we got to go to Fenway Park and stuff like that. So I would say that's my top for sure.
That was 2 years ago today.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago today. It's crazy.
Dang, time does fly. I liked Princeton. We went to Princeton. I can't remember if that was my freshman or sophomore year either. But I kind of liked their campus. I don't know if I liked their arena a lot, but I thought their campus was kind of cool and something different that you normally don't see around here in our conference. It was kind of older and classy and kind of in the woods, and so it was kind of a cool feel to their campus.
I mean, I'm gonna break the rules here, but Miami of Ohio, in conference one, but that's one that I look forward to every year. I mean, just like kind of Will said, the campus is really cool, and you can walk to and from the rink, and it just feels like a college atmosphere wherever you go, inside and outside of the rink.
Yeah, Miami's cool. They have like the names of their houses like kind of on the outside of their house. So it's like it might not be every, but it seems like every college house there has a name. So I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah. Should bring that here.
And Nick, we asked the other guys last week if you could bring 3 essential items that make you unique, not, phone and wallet and stuff like that. If you had 3 things essential to you, what would Nick Perbix bring into the hub?
Me and Ham have gone over this. He thinks I'm a little crazy for it, but I eat buffalo sauce with my steak, and I got given a pretty hard time about it by him and Jerry. So that would definitely be one of them. I mean, does like computer count for like the school that we need to do, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that's 2, and I was thinking about getting like my DS or my old Game Boy or something just to pass the time. Something to go like that.
Fitzy said something similar to that he was bringing one of his consoles.
What
isn't it, the PSP or something?
Yeah, I think it was the PSP.
Yeah.
Dusting off some nostalgia to keep you guys busy in the hub. But
yes.
After the buffalo sauce and the steak thing, though, it's just kind of a serial killer play. Like, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm on Will's side on that one.
I've heard.
Okay, here, let me say this. Have either of you ever tried
it? No. Fair point.
Yep, you can't knock it till you try it.
But that works in hey, have you tried like this food or like something that's not normal? Like, hey, have you had sushi or calamari before? Okay, no, you can't knock it until you try it. But I don't know, man. Buffalo sauce on a steak. That's a hot take.
That's like a big insult to the cook. Like they even say using like normal stuff like ketchup and like normal sauces is an insult, but then I think buffalo sauce takes it to like the next level.
Yeah, I think Spence hit it on the head. I'll never use like A1 steak sauce or anything like that either.
I will say though,
you guys perfect. Aren't you guys just perfect?
I'm usually all over Spenny's case when we're on the road and we're like, we're going through the line and we're filling up our plates, and Spenny's one of the pickier eaters I know. Like, he doesn't like the sauce and stuff, and he's like all about the seasoning, like doesn't want a weird seasoning on there. So I always chirp him a little bit when he's going through the line, because sometimes his plate doesn't look very colorful.
Hey, it's not about the color. It's just about the quantity.
Just about
what the saying is, but
yeah.
I've never seen somebody give back cheese curds to the kitchen, but it happened on Spencer Meyer's case.
Look, they had horrible seasoning on them, which I didn't ask for, and I'm not going to pay for something that I didn't want. Like, come on.
It's fair.
All right, Nick, last chance to defend yourself on this whole buffalo sauce and steak debacle.
I mean, well, you said it's an insult to the cook. Well over half the time I'm the cook, so it's not an insult to me. And like I just said, you can't knock it till you try it. Give me food to try, I'll try it, and I'll let you know then.
All right. Well, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Buffalo sauce on steak. You got to try it. Just a reminder that this Players Corner is brought to you by Deerwood Bank. Deerwood Bank has been helping Minnesotans with all of their banking needs since 1910, with 13 locations throughout Minnesota, including 2 locations in the St. Cloud area. Deerwood Bank is proud to partner with Husky Athletics and the Players Corner. Deerwood Bank, member FDIC. Guys, we're halfway through the NFL season. How are the fantasy teams looking? I know you guys take it pretty seriously with your own personal fantasy league within your team. How's it look?
Tyler Lockett tore up Spenny's team yesterday.
And who had Tyler Lockett?
I'm playing Spenny this week. I was down probably 70 points going into last night's game. DeAndre Hopkins and Tyler Lockett decided to throw up 80 for me. So right back in it.
Yeah, not a good night for me last night. We were looking really good, and then Tyler Lockett and DeAndre Hopkins decided to score a lot of points. So I think it's going to be an L this week.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for me and Kevin's team. Ever since that Dak Prescott went down, that was a huge blow for us. We usually have Drew Brees, but they're on bye, so rough week for us for sure. We threw it in the L column as well.
Me and Jack have a tough draft. You keep going. I thought you were done.
I said, I mean, we liked our team in the beginning. Without Dak, it's hard, but we'll see. We'll get a bounce back week next week. Derrick Henry got 40 points for us. That was huge. Just throw that up there.
Did he?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. That was last week.
Was it actually?
Definitely last week.
Yeah, because I have him in my other league, and he got 15.
Yeah, you're right. It was last week. So scratch that. We're still coming off a loss. We need to bounce back next week.
Oh, but I was going to say, me and Jack had a... What?
Kirk is still bad if we're on the football.
I think we're all on the same page on that one.
Consensus, yeah. You know, I was going to say me and Jack had a tough draft. We took Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who now has Le'Veon Bell in front of him, and we took Leonard Fournette, who now is also a backup. So our first 2 running backs are backups now. So that's great.
Yeah,
Kirk might have had his best week this week.
Didn't turn over the ball at all.
Didn't turn over the ball at all. Didn't even touch the field.
He's going to get Defensive Player of the Year if he keeps it up at this rate.
Honestly.
No balls smacked. Like, what drives me nuts is that how many times he, like, throws the ball over the line of scrimmage and it gets deflected. Like, that happens so many times and it drives me crazy.
That's fair. Nick, where do you fall on the whole Will Hammer train, so to speak, on the tank for Trevor movement?
I am fully on board. I've been on board since they went, what did they start, like 0-2 or 0-3?
Yeah.
Probably 0-3.
0-3.
And then they gave me a little hope, though, when they, like, kind of pumped Seattle for most of the game, and then they just absolutely choked it away. So I'm like, well, if we can play this good against arguably the best team in the league, then maybe they have a chance, and then they just look terrible the next week. So I'm like, okay, we're done.
It's sad. It's hard because I don't know, like, how bad we can get. Like, I don't know. Jets are bad. Like, they're really bad, and I don't know if we can get to that level. But
the Bills. The Jets had a substantial lead on the Bills, and Josh Allen and company came back. I guess at this point I'm like a secondary Bills fan, or anybody who's playing the Jets. I want them to I said that wrong. I want the Jets to win. Mm-hmm. Just win 2 games. That's all I need the Jets to do. But I don't know if that's going to be possible. But man, I don't know. I just think every week I get a little bit of excitement, and then at about 3 minutes into the second quarter, I'm like, nope, I'm done. This is not fun. Nope, can't do it.
True.
The Bills played about as bad as they possibly could and still won. That's how bad the Jets are.
Seriously, it's sad.
I don't know what's worse, the Jets having a lead against the Bills and losing, or Todd Gurley mistakenly scoring a touchdown to let Stafford and the Lions come back.
I think he scored that on purpose for his stats.
Yes. That's what you saw me.
True. Can we also, I totally forgot about this, but we need to touch on the Alex Jones 80-yard run and completely fell. Did any of you see that?
That was tough.
That was tough. Alex, for those of you who don't know, Alex, or is it Alex? Do I have his first name right? Anyways, New York Giants quarterback has a run like straight up the middle. Like he's off to the races. Like he's going to beat everybody by 10 yards. He ends up falling over at like the 15-yard line. And it was like no one around him. And it was one of the most embarrassing things I've seen in a while. I actually felt bad for him.
Did they end up scoring or did they get a field goal?
They scored.
They ended up scoring.
What was weird about that is he should have looked behind him because he could have slowed down and like kept his feet going, but he just decided to go all out for the whole thing. And
he was cruising right away. Then he definitely ran out of gas.
Yeah,
The upper body kept going, feet stopped.
Yeah.
They said that in the game though, it was like the fastest the quarterbacks ran since 2017, which is kind of impressive given like Lamar Jackson's in the league. But I feel like Lamar Jackson's just like shifty. He's just like left, right, quick burst.
Yeah, well, Lamar Jackson wouldn't have fell on the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think like the NFL Next Gen Stats or whatever clocked Lamar at 21 miles per hour, and then Daniel Jones was 21.2 miles per hour. He was booking. But, speaking of guys that were booking on Sunday, how about DK Metcalf charging back, chasing down Budda Baker, saving an interception return for a touchdown? That man, wow.
I
had one of the fantasy league. Yeah, Spenny, you were the one that brought it up to me, actually. I have Arizona D in our fantasy league.
Oh, yeah.
And he goes, oh, that one really screwed you over. Because that would have been an extra 6 points, but we got the pick at least.
I think one of my friends has DK Metcalf in his league, and he was telling me this morning that DK got him just as many points via 2 solo tackles than you got the same amount of points for receiving yards. So I think in that league it was like 3 points per solo tackle on offense, and he got 6 from that. So, but yeah, that was impressive, and it was good to see a primetime football game actually live up to what it's meant to be. And that game went overtime, and
that guy is like huge and like jacked, and like seeing him like come after you would be the scary. He is so big and so fast. Like I would be running for my life.
It might be some of the feelings if you see Spencer Meyer behind you and the board's right in front of you.
True.
I don't know if it's quite that equivalent. I think Derrick Henry is a scary man as well, just because he's massive and he can move.
Rolls cornerbacks.
Yeah.
Literally just tosses them.
Yeah, his stiff arms are okay. One of the coolest highlight videos on YouTube, I was down a dark hole, but is like the Derrick Henry like stiff arm like videos, because he has so many of them that he just tosses people left and right.
And the final topic of today, there's one undefeated team in the NFL standing. The Seahawks lost, the Titans lost, and the Steelers are the only undefeated team in the NFL. How far can the Steelers go this season?
Big Ben is elite. He is the most underrated QB in the league. Nobody talks about him, but he performs.
Most underrated. I feel like, I don't know, Russell's got to be up there as most underrated in my opinion.
He's getting a lot of talk this year, though.
He is this year,
which is deserved. But you don't see Big Ben in the highlights. You know, he just makes the plays to win games.
Russ isn't underrated, isn't he? Like the odds-on favorite for MVP.
Yeah, he should be the MVP.
He should be, but he's not.
But
if you're considered the best player in the league right now, is it possible to be underrated? You literally can't go higher.
I think they always talk about generational quarterbacks and how good all the other quarterbacks in the league. They always talk about like Mahomes and obviously Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. And like the one person who's been successful for just as long as all of them, Russell Wilson. And they just don't get the notoriety that either of them do.
I thought you were talking about this year.
No, I'm just talking about overall.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
But Spencer, thanks for filling in again this week in place of Kevin, and Nick, thanks for joining us this week. Hopefully we can have you guys all together sometime again, and who knows, maybe Fitzy will be back next week, but if not, I know we got a solid crew here. And that wraps it up for your Players Corner edition today. For Spencer Meyer, Will Hammer, Nick Perbix, I'm Nick Spiliopoulos. Have a good day.